Welcome back. While President Trump makes wave across Eastern Asia, Russia is not staying quiet. From the heart of Moscow, Vladimir Putin has fired a diplomatic shot across the global chessboard. This week, President Putin officially ratified a strategic partnership treaty with Venezuela, selling a new era of friendship and cooperation. The deal spanned economics, security, energy, and culture, a clear signal that Moscow is deepening its footprint in the Americas. The treaty followed closely on the heel of another major move, the China-Russia Mutual Investment Protection Agreement, a pact analysts say could reshape global trade alignment and strengthen the new Western economic bloc forming before our eyes. Analysts argue this is more than diplomacy. It is strategy, a message to Washington that while the US expands influence in Asia, Moscow is building alliance in America's backyard. Some experts even suggest Trump may need to rethink his economic playbook against the tightening partnership of Russia and China. And just as the ink dried on the Venezuela's treaty, Putin met North Korean Foreign Minister Shao Song-hai in the Kremlin, continuing his outreach to Pyongyang. "It is a great pleasure to see you," Putin said warmly, sending personal greeting to Kim Jong-un. He added, "We spoke in detail in Beijing about our relationship and prospect. Everything is going according to plan."
Благодарны за то, что вы, несмотря на такую большую занятость, нашли время для нашей встречи. Большое удовольствие. Самое научное. 제일 좋은 인사를 보내십시오. 국무위원장님. Я ответственно доложу ваш теплый привет товарищу председателю государственного совета товарищу Ченнову. Спасибо. Если в Пекине поговорить подробно о наших отношениях, о перспективах развития. Все идет по плану. Самое научное.
우리 베이징에서 만나서 우리의 관계 발전에 대해서 자세한 이야기를 나누고 있습니다. 이제 다 계획대로 진행되고 있답니다.
Я слышал, что у вас была такая теплая встреча с товарищем Путиным.
네, 그렇습니다.
Make no mistake, this isn't just diplomacy, it is geopolitical calligraphy. While Washington dances in Asia, Moscow is composing its own symphony of power in Latin America and the Far East. And tonight, one question lingers in every strategist's mind. Are we witnessing the rise of a new global triangle? Would Moscow, Beijing, and Pyongyang challenge America's rhythm? What's your take? Is Putin building partnership or preparing pressure points? Drop your thoughts in the comment because your perspective shapes the conversation. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Politics Insight, where diplomacy meets drama and every headline tells a deeper story. From summit and peace accords to strategic treaties and war talk, tonight the story moved from theater to thread. We have to ask, when diplomacy fails, do the drums of war beat louder? In Washington, talk of force has moved off the margins and into the mainstream. Senator Lindsey Graham told CBS News that expanding U.S. operation in Latin America, including land strikes in Venezuela, is a real possibility, and that Congress will be briefed on possible military steps.
We didn't have a declaration to go into Panama. Bush 41 went into Panama to replace the leadership there because the Panamanian leadership were working with drug cartels to threaten our country. Reagan didn't have a declaration of war, congressional authorization to deal with Cuban influence. So this idea of Rand Paul, I just fundamentally disagree with. To the other senators, you deserve more information and you're going to get more information. But there is no requirement for Congress to declare war before the commander-in-chief can use force. Panama and Grenada are two examples in our backyard where Republican presidents chose to go after countries and leaders that were threatening our people.
But there seem to be a number of issues wound up in here. I know you personally used to serve as a judge advocate in the Air Force. We looked at the JAG manual. Preventative self-defense employed to counter non-imminent threats is illegal under international law. So if we are not at war and these suspected criminals pose no threat of imminent violence, isn't this potentially a war crime to be killing the people on these boats and then to be taking out a leader?
No, not at all. I don't know what manual you're referring to, but I know what President Bush 41 did. He took down Ortega, the leader of Panama, because he was involved in drug trafficking, threatening our country. Venezuela is now partnering with Hezbollah. Hezbollah is running out of money because Iran is weak.
That's not new.
Partnering with drug cartels in Venezuela. No, it should have stopped. Here's what's new. You got a commander-in-chief that's not going to put up with this crap. We're not going to sit on the sidelines and watch boats full of drugs come to our country. We're going to blow them up and kill the people that want to poison America. And we're now going to expand operations, I think, to the land. So please be clear about what I'm saying today. President Donald Trump sees Venezuela and Colombia as direct threats to our country because they house narco-terrorist organizations. The leader of Venezuela is an indicted drug dealer in American courts. So yeah, the game is changing when it comes to drug traffickers and drug cartels. We're going to use military force like we have in the past to protect our country. That's the new game we're playing, and I'm glad we're playing that game. And if I were Maduro, I'd find a way to leave before he goes down.
Remember, this is not brand new language for some in Washington. US President Donald Trump himself has previously boasted about wanting Venezuela to collapse so its oil could be taken, a comment widely cited and circulated from his earlier remark.
How about we're buying oil from Venezuela? When I left, Venezuela was ready to collapse. We would have taken it over. We would have gotten all that oil. It would have been right next door.
Outside Washington's echo chamber, other powers have been busy. President Vladimir Putin, one of them, has just rectified a strategic partnership with Venezuela. An agreement mapped out earlier this year to expand cooperation across energy, mining, transport, finance, and security. Moscow's move tightened tie with Caracas at a moment of rising tension. Putin also received North Korea's top diplomats, telling Kyo Song-jae to pass on his best wishes to Kim Jong-un, and that everything is going according to plan. Those words underline how Moscow is knitting together partnership from Caracas to Pyongyang. Partnership that complicates any simple American playbook. Meanwhile, a chorus of critics, from analysts to social media commentators, are offering a darker diagnosis of US motive. Posts circulating online even attribute blunt language to senior US figure, accusing the United States of acting like a ruthless global predator that seizes resources under the pretense of defending democracy.
If I talk to my number two adversary in the region, Russia. I mean, I've got, of course, the countries, Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua with Russia relationships, but Why this region matters? With all of its rich resources and rare earth elements. You've got the lithium triangle, which is needed for technology today. 60% of the world's lithium is in the lithium triangle: Argentina, Bolivia, Chile. You just have the largest oil reserves, light sweet crude, discovered off of Guyana over a year ago. You have Venezuela's resources as well, with oil, copper, gold. We have the Amazon, lungs of the world. We have the 31% of the world's fresh water in this region too. I mean, it's just off the charts. We have a lot to do. This region matters. It has a lot to do with national security, and we need to step up our game.
These attributions are trending on social media platforms, though some come from opinion and social posts rather than formal statements. Let us be blunt. If the rationale for regime change is oil, mineral, and geopolitical advantage, then what is being packaged as moral intervention smells a lot like resource seizure wrapped in slogans. The already fragile international order looks less like a rules-based system and more like a marketplace where power buys what it needs. And if you think this is about a faraway country, think again. Tonight's raid on Venezuela is tomorrow's blueprint for someone else's backyard. Tell us, is this defensive action or naked imperialism? Put your answer in the comments. We read and shape the conversation from your replies. If this segment moves you, hit like, subscribe, and share widely. On Politics Inside, we don't just report the moves of the powerful, we decode why they move.